my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today we're going to talk about Venus in retrograde. Woohoo! Venus is in retrograde right now. Believe it or not, Mercury isn't the only planet that goes into retrograde. Actually, Saturn is in retrograde too. Actually, a whole bunch of planets are in retrograde right now, all around the same time. So a lot of you who have heard of Mercury in retrograde know that that's not a good time to make communications happen with people, right? Because there's a lot of blockages. It's a time to turn inwards because Mercury is all about intelligence, communication, and connecting in that way. What about Venus? Venus is in retrograde right now. Venus goes into retrograde about every 18 months. This time, Venus is going to be in retrograde all throughout Gemini. So it started on May 13th around then, and then it ends on June 25th. Venus is the planet that rules love, beauty, worth, values, femininity, money, desire, pleasure, creativity. So take this planet and imagine it being blocked. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what it might look like in your life to have Venus in retrograde. Remember, it shows up differently for different people. It depends. If you are ruled by Venus, like if you have a lot of energy that is Taurus or Libra energy, you're probably going to be affected more because those planets are directly ruled by Venus. So for example, I have a Taurus sun and a Taurus moon. I'm definitely going to be feeling the Venus in retrograde because it has some powerful effects. So what does this mean? It means that the hidden truths will all be revealed, right? This means that in love or in creativity or in money values or things like that, you might finally see someone's true colors. Or you could experience blockages in your love life or your connections. So like feeling stuck, feeling like you're not really getting anywhere with someone. Relationship problems come to light around this time. So if you're having some issues, this is where you're gonna work them out. This is where Venus is saying, ahem, look here are your issues, check them out, fix it or don't, but either way, figure this out. And so yeah, breakups can happen around this time, but if it does happen, you have to remember it's because it wasn't meant to be. This is what that time is for. It's not to work against you, it's to allow you to examine what is. Instead of going full speed ahead, you have to look within and re-examine your relationships, re-examine your worth, your values, and understand where any blockages are coming from, what you need to get rid of, who you need to get rid of, who you really appreciate, what really matters, that kind of thing. Any past relationships or exes can come back into your life at this time. So frustrating, I know. They can resurface out of nowhere. You might get a random text from someone you thought you'd never hear from again. And so you are forced to revisit your past relationships. Sometimes it forces you to find closure in a way. Try not to start any new big relationships right now or creative endeavors or invest all your money and start creating new things and spending a lot of money and splurging right now. Like, don't do that. Focus on what you have. Like, focus on what is. This is not the time to do like new things. Look at your Venus energy and use that to understand your imbalance. So for example, my Venus is in Aries where it really doesn't like to be. Venus does not like to be in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. It can help to look at the placement of your Venus because you can see how Venus is influenced at that time too. So when Aries is imbalanced, they might pick battles just for the sake of it. Or they may rush into things without even thinking first. They can be rash, impulsive, impatient, stressed out. So when Aries is imbalanced, all those things can come up, right? So this is just an example. I advise you to look at your chart and see where your Venus is. Note that that was the Venus when you were born, but It's just how your Venus is influencing your life and your planets. And I don't really have a lot of time to go into all of the like transits and stuff right now. But just know that where your Venus is always going to be very important in how it's affecting you. And it's also going to affect you when like your other planets are being affected. Yeah, I think that makes sense. No matter what your chart looks like though, you will probably feel this Venus in retrograde. Venus is a very personal planet. It's not like Uranus or Neptune, which is more of a way out there, non-personal planet. Venus is really, really special. So you're gonna be very affected personally. And you have to remember that this is going to be through Gemini. So Gemini is all about information, right? So how can that affect you? Could bring up some drama, some feeling like mistrust, not feeling like you're getting the whole story, making you examine all the relationships. Say you're dating multiple people. Maybe this is a good time to look at who you're dating and really look at your relationships with each other. Maybe it's a reminder to slow down and get to know someone first. You might feel maybe a detachment with someone, like you had a connection with them, but you don't feel that close anymore. Maybe there's cheating involved that comes to light that you find out during this time. Maybe it feels difficult to communicate in love. Journal. Pay attention and observe what's around you instead of just like jumping to conclusions or trying to do too much. Like just like listen. This is the time for you to gain clarity. It's like Venus saying, here, I'm giving you all this time so you can just chill, and you have to listen and focus and not get super involved and not get carried away. Like this is the time for you to observe. This is also not a great time to make big changes on your appearance. No plastic surgery, no new haircut, I don't care. No splurging on like fancy beauty products, no going all out. Focus on inner values, not the outer materialistic values if you can, all right? You may feel like your libido is a little off, like your sex drive's not really what you're used to right now, and just know there's nothing wrong with you. Venus is just saying nope right now, but the minute it gets back on its course and everything's all good, you'll be fine. This is a good time to rekindle a spark that you already had. Like look at your current relationship. Are you paying them enough attention? Maybe do something really nice for them. Maybe try to re-examine your love life the way it is. Don't focus on anyone else's love life if you're focused on theirs and their problems. It's just a reminder, you know, to just like be. Examine your intimacy, right? Your intimate life is so powerful and special. You want to make sure you're putting that precious energy into it. So Venus in retrograde isn't bad, but it's good to be aware of what could be happening to you, and you're like, wait, why isn't this working the way it normally does? Or why can't I start this relationship with someone new? What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. Venus is just saying, nope, not right now. We're just stopping here and we're gonna just like rewind a bit and oh look, your ex called. That happened. So thank you so much for watching this video. Do you feel like Venus in retrograde is affecting your life? If it is, I would love to hear the stories that you have to tell me in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Yeah, okay, yeah, subscribe, bye.